Hello everyone, Pockets here, back again playing some more EVE Online, and I'm glad to announce my new series. I am starting first video. It is an Alpha Abyssal runner. Seeing what we can do with an Alpha, pure Alpha, running the Abyss, starting fairly early, probably with frigates. I don't think I have any cruiser skills trained yet, we'll see. But let's dig into this character. I had this character from before. I had built it for something else, so she has been training. I decided to switch it up. So initially she was going to be an Alpha combat site and event runner, but I have enough of those. I have enough videos on that. I want to look at a pure Alpha running the Abyss. Now it won't be purely solo all the time, and we'll talk about that, but let's take a look at Valyria. So I do have some skills, Caldari frigate trained up, Caldari cruiser hasn't been trained. Yeah, so this is good. This is a good starting point. So for an Alpha, if you're going to do something, you can't pick a task and do it 100% perfectly. So even if all I want to do is frigate Abyss, I can't fly T2 frigates, which is the optimal way to do it. I can fly pirates, but I can never get the frigate skills to 5 as an Alpha. Same with gunnery. You can use T2 guns, but you can't get the specialization skill up to get the maximum damage out of it. So I sat and I thought, and I decided, the reason I decided on Valyria is because she was kind of down the path I was going to take with a fresh Alpha, and I can skip all that beginning stuff. She's at 2.24, almost 2.5 million skill points, so halfway to the free cap. And then from there we'll have to use the daily skill injectors. So if we go to the NES store, actually let's just start at the beginning. So I'm starting down the Caldari path, and there's two reasons for this. First, if you want to optimize it as best as you can for an Alpha, you probably need to be flying a Gila in the end for the Abyss specifically. The reason for that is it's really good at running the Abyss, and out of the options available to the Alpha, I think it's going to end up being the best option for running Abysses. I don't suspect we'll have much trouble soloing T3s as an Alpha once we get our skills up, and that's kind of what we're looking to discover with this series. So I am going to be starting with frigate, and our first video is going to be me taking this Kestrel that you saw into the Abyss solo and seeing what happens. I did one just as a test and it did survive, so hopefully I didn't just get lucky, but we'll see. There may be some pretty explosions of my Kestrel here today. So I do have some training, 2.2 million skill points and change, mostly into Caldari frigate, destroyer, because I was going to use her for something just the destroyer, but that's okay. That's just some wasted skill points. We can use that for some other stuff. We can do some fleet stuff with that later. Navigation, so I've trained kind of some of the basics here, as well as some basic fitting stuff, cap management, advanced weapon upgrades. Like, this is all stuff that you kind of want to have trained up. So while you're training these skills, there is the Magic 14. Let me just bring it up here. Get as much of this trained on your character as you can. You want to, because the Abyss is dangerous and you kind of need to be as quick as you can. You have 20 minutes. I guess maybe I should start there for people that don't even really know what the Abyss is, but I want to bring up the Magic 14, the Abyss. So the Abyss is a newish, within the last year, PvE experience. It comes in two flavors. It comes in solo as a cruiser. So you can fly any T1, T2, or faction cruiser. You cannot bring Tech 3 cruisers. Has to be a cruiser into the Abyss and solo run the sites. You can also run them as a frigate, which takes 3 filaments instead of 1, but you can bring up to 2 other friends in frigates with you and run them as a small squad, which is a lot of fun. I think it might be my favorite way to run it. And again, that's T1, T2, and faction frigates only. Okay. The Abyss itself is in 5 tiers. I wonder if they actually have the Abyss on here. I haven't even looked. Yeah, Abyssal Dead Space right here. Okay, so it says right here, so you have solo cruiser and 1 Abyssal frigate, or a co-op with 3 frigates and 3 filaments. There's also a PvP conduit in the, I think it's the 3 and up, maybe 4 and up. There's a PvP conduit that'll open up. It's 3 and up. And you can go in there and fight another player for the loot, and it's more loot. But yeah, so take a look here. This is excellent source of information. You can click in, you can see what the different Abyssal weather types are. So what happens is you take one of these filaments, tier 1, calm, tier 2, agitated, tier 3, fierce, tier 4, raging, tier 5, chaotic, and the different weather effect. And those two combined sort of dictate what your challenge is going to be. Okay, so tier 1 is the easiest. That's what we're going to run for the first little while we get comfortable. I highly recommend sticking to 1 and 2 until you understand what different spawns need, how you have to fly them. That's something I'm still working on, is knowing when to pull range and when to get in close and so on. You can see the different types all down here. So we have our darks. It says bonus to maximum velocity, penalty to turret range. Now the actual bonus and penalty changes as you get higher up in tiers. So the calm is the least effect on, for example, velocity and turret range, whereas the chaotic, the tier 5, has the most. It affects both player ships and the NPCs. So some of these you kind of need a special ship for. So for example, in this one, you want maybe something that moves fast and doesn't use guns. So the Kestrel I built is actually designed to, I'm using it to run darks, because that's where it's going to have an edge over the turret fit NPCs, because the dark doesn't affect missiles. Other than the fact that your opponents are going faster, so you will have a slightly less application, but there you go. Exotics, for example, do bonus to scan resolution, penalty to kinetic resistance, so you'll lock targets faster, but your kinetic resistances are reduced by a percentage based on the filament level. Gammas are bonus to shield HP and a penalty to explosive. This is what I typically run my passive characters, passive healers. Gammas seem to be where they do very, very well. Electricals are bonus to capacitor recharge and penalty to EM. So this is good because you can actually go in with a slightly unstable ship and it becomes stable. So you can actually eke out a little bit more DPS that way. But keep in mind, you will get neutered at tier 3 and above, I believe. Maybe tier 2. It's been a while. I can pull all this up, but I just talk from memory because you guys know how it is with me. And this one is bonus to armor HP and a penalty to thermal resistance. So this is pretty good for armor ships, especially because you get a little bit more buffer. And you can fire into a thermal resist, so flying something like a Galente or even an MR armor ship with either EM thermal or kinetic thermal damage, thermal kinetic damage with the railguns and stuff. So pretty good for armor ships. So you kind of tailor your ship to what you're going to do, and that's what we're going to do as well. We're going to try to maximize our abilities to the filament type that we're running. So for now we're going to run darks because we're running missiles and fast ships. So that means we can speed tank a little better. We can kind of avoid a lot of the damage, so we don't need to rep quite as hard. And the rewards are very interesting. This is where you're going to get a lot of your T1 blueprints for the ships and equipment. You're going to get materials needed to make those things. Mutaplasmids, which can be used to upgrade modules or brick them and make them worthless, but it's kind of a random, like an enchanting thing, which is really cool. I really enjoy doing it. A few of my ships have some Abyssal mods that I got lucky and rolled on. I got a really nice, I rolled a Republic Fleet large battery. I got a really nice roll on that, so I put it on my Dracovic. I'll show you that sometime in the future if I remember. But yeah, so we're going to run darks. The nice thing here is you can decide, I want to do calm darks, market search, and it'll actually automatically bring it up. And then in here you can see, if I go into information, and here, same information we got from the other window basically. Maximum velocity and target turret range. Okay. So once you've done your tutorial, you've done the career agents, and you're kind of in a place where you're ready to start tackling the Abyss, you feel you're ready. I want you to start by going to this chat channel right here, Abyssal Lurkers. See the spelling ABYSSAL space Lurkers, LURKERS. And this is a channel by, oh frig, now I can't remember his name, Torvald, I believe is the owner of this channel, and friends. See Ash is in here. And they have all sorts of information on running the Abyss, as well as it's a place where you can link up with people to run co-op Abysses with frigates. So if you don't have a corp that does them, or even if you do, this is a good place to hang out. You can see here we have some frigates. Here, there's a Hawk, which obviously an Alpha can't fly, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing. But this Hawk fit can actually run T1s to T5s. And then you have your Retribution. Do we have anything? This will be probably a little much for an Alpha. I don't know if we can train everything. We'll see. See, I don't have the CPU. I got some skills to train. This looks like an Alpha could fly it for the most part. It's very blingy, 2.8 million. So obviously this is not the starter. This is a very high end. This is for running the highest tier stuff. We can do a tier 1 orc, tier 1 to 3 Caracal for darks. This is kind of the path we're going on. And I don't think there's anything in here in alpha can't fly. We'll see as we go. Simulate fitting. So we are missing some skills. But you can see we can train this all the way up to 5, so we can get that. So this is kind of the path we're going down. We're going to go down the darks first. We're going to go from Kestrel into Caracal rather quickly. We may end up going to an Orthrus, but that'll take some more training for the darks as well, if we want to go up to the next level. And then the Icky is just, we can't fly it. This is a T2 trig ship. Variations, oops. Click too many buttons. I don't even think we can fly, yeah, you can't even fly the Vedmak, so that's not an option for us in this series. This Icky, I want one. They're very expensive right now, so I'm holding off. I'm thinking I might say, let's see if I can just build it myself. 5 billion ISK, but it's like the king of the Abyss right now. It's dominating PvP arenas as well, so lots of information there. Here's tier 1 to they're tier 1 to 5 builds, all weather types and values. This is like a workbench site you can go to. I don't have it set up so I can show it, but definitely click on that link. They have a Discord channel as well. I recommend you going there. They have a lot of information there as well. All right, so this is a list of skills that you want to get to. It does say alpha clone limit is 5, so this is nice. You can follow this along. Most of the alphas can get higher than the recommended. With definitely certain ones of them I would get even higher, but this is the sort of the key 14 you want to train. We won't go through it. I have most of this trained, maybe not all of it. This would be your remap if you wanted to do that. I don't just worry about remaps anymore. It's too much hassle for me because I'm always changing my mind. So definitely go to this. It is eveuniversity.org/magic14. I will try to remember to put a link to that in the description. If I forget, yell at me and I will definitely do that for you. This is a good starting point. Get those trained. Once you have this trained and you've done your career agents and the tutorial of the career agents and maybe made a bit of ISK, the ship we're going to fly today isn't too expensive, and if it works, that's great. Get right into it and just try. I mean, worst you can do is lose your ship, right? I have prerequisites 4. We need Caldari Cruiser. Now we can buy it for 1.3 million. That's nice. Some of the basic skills you can just buy. It's a little more expensive than going to market and getting it, but away we go. And I'm going to just queue up as far as it'll let me. So that'll be it. We'll get the final point after, because we only have queue up 1 day's worth of training. Excellent. We can speed this up with alpha boosters. That's the other thing I was going to look at. This is me setting it up. Honestly, you guys are seeing me do this raw. So hope you enjoy my thought process. I know it's a little bit all over the place. What am I doing here? Yes, right there. New Eden store. So once we hit the 5 million, we're going to start looking at daily and search. What? There we go. It's 20 plex, or we can buy it for out-of-game money. You can pay cash for them, or you can buy them in-game. So we don't have any plex, but that's okay. We can get plex, or you can earn them in-game. We might be able to see them from here. Actually, we'll do it at... Okay, yeah, so they're about 60 million, 60 to 70 million. So we'll be buying these probably with what we pull out of the Abyss with any luck. Jita 66, yeah, so that's excellent. These are the daily alpha injectors. This gets you, I'll show you the information in game. We can hide the side panel now. So yeah, that's probably the plan once we hit, oops. Bring Eve back, side panel gone. All right, so we're gonna hang out on this Abyssal Lurkers channel, see what they're talking about, because that's part of what we're doing. We're gonna go here, daily. Is it gonna show us the daily injector? Yes. So even close to us, we can get them for up to 70. Save a few million if we go out, and it gets you 5,000 or 50,000 unallocated skill points, which is better than you can train. I think you train at 20, roughly, depending on what skill is and what your attributes are, you train at roughly 25,000 skill points a day. So this gives you Omega level training time, and it can bring you up above the 5 million. So I'm going to save those. Even if we end up getting a few, we're going to save them until after we hit our 5 million, before we even put them on the character. For those who don't know, unallocated skill points show up down here. They do count towards your 5 million. So if I had 1 million down here, I'd actually still count as being at 3 million skill points, 3.2 million skill points for the free training. So if you do get some daily injectors and you're not going to use them right away to speed up your training, which is also a good idea if you want to go faster, I recommend words not injecting them onto your character until you're at the 5 million, and then you can use them. Cool? Cool, cool, cool. Here's our ship. Let's take a look at the fit now. Finally, the stuff you're getting to. Hopefully I wasn't too scattered and long-winded. So 10 million for the ship. As an alpha, you do sometimes have to compensate by being a little blingy. I don't think I actually did here. Yeah, we're doing okay. So I've got light missile launchers in the highs. Arbalest for now. We'll eventually want to do this up to tier 2s, especially for co-op, because you want to be able to participate. But I know with our guys, I mean, a lot of our guys can run solos, and if you want to just take a dive into the Abyss, ask one of my guys and we'll take you out with our Hawks or our Retributions, and then we can solo them quite easily and you can get in there and get a feel for it. So finding a group and people to do this with is also a good option. So we're to 40 kilometers. So the 4 Arbalest launchers, we're going to use Navy Scourge in this case because the Kestrel is bonused to Scourge missiles. Kinetic. Oh no, it's not actually kinetic locked. I thought it was. It's been a while since I've flown a Kestrel actually. So bonus light missile damage and range. Well, max velocity, which equals range. Ship is not insured. I probably should insure it, but okay. Then we have a small compact PB acid cap battery. Without it, I'm not stable. This also helps protect against nuding. So if you look, you have a capacitor warfare bonus, resistance bonus. So sucking your battery dry is less effective by 22%. As well as it affects your maximum capacitor, which also affects your capacitor recharge rate, which is why we can now be stable at 3%. Because our capacitor recharge rate is a little higher. 1 meganewton monopropellant afterburner. You can T2 this. All this stuff needs to be upgraded as we go, but this is like a basic fit for the skills that we have. I could probably up this to a 2 now, but I'm not going to. Let's just take a look. So this is probably one of the first changes I do. No, we're 3 days out. We have to change shields to force, so. And then a small shield booster too. I do think getting your tank to T2 before your guns is important, and I would focus on that first. T2 ballistic controls for extra DPS. We have an EM screen reinforcer and a thermal, so we're trying to get a fairly balanced. It's not great because we're mostly going to rely on speed, but some decent resists in case for when we do get hit. And a capacitor control circuit again, just to. Why is that not won't turn off for me? That's funny. Oh, because I'm not in the simulator. Ha. Yeah, so just to bring us to cap stable so that we don't have to worry about it. We will occasionally get nuded, not in tier 1s, maybe as early as tier 2s. So there we go. And then for ammo, just 3,000 missiles. Probably don't need them all, but we're going to bring them. No drones on this ship, so we're going in just like this. One thing we do need to do, I am going to insure, where am I? I am where I need to be. We're going to insure the ship, so if we lose it, we get a little bit of money back for it. I have a lot of, oh, those are corp ships, because I set her up as a director just so I can do some corp things if I needed to. Can I just, here, insure? It's like I've never insured before. I'm just really excited to be doing this series. So if it dies, it pays basically for the hull, maybe even a little more. So there we go. All right, let's do this. I do think I have some filaments. Item hanger, the Abyss. So this is just some event stuff because I had this character active for the login event. I do have 9 dark comm filaments. You can see I pulled a tier 3. Here's a blueprint I got out of it to make the damage mod. I got a skill book. This is actually worth a little bit. It was. It's not anymore apparently. So I'll probably just give this away. This and this, these you can turn in at a DED site, I think, for some ISK. You can sell them to NPCs there. And this is a material used to build stuff. Crystalline isogen. So we're going to go ahead and take 3 of these filaments. I don't want to take them all because I'm not fully comfortable that we're going to survive. And I'm going to leave some of this ammo at home as well. I'm going to leave 2,000 at home. I don't think we're even going to need 1,800. But we'll bring it. Alright, so we're ready to go. So for doing the frigates, you do need 3 filaments, which is why I'm thinking we are going to switch to a caracal as quick as we can. I want to probably wait till at least 3, so we'll probably do this in the next video tomorrow or later. But I want to get 1 solo Kestrel fit out just to see if we can do it or how close we can get. Keep in mind, I am going to suck. because I haven't actually flown in the Abyss in quite some time, at least since the invasion started. And yeah, okay, so let's see here. We're just going to get us, oh, I don't have a bookmark. I do. I have a bookmark on this character that I set up previously. So you need to be away from structures and everything, so I just kind of set a safe point. So I warped to something and set a point out in the middle of nowhere. You can see here, there's my ship. Where's my bookmark? We're flying to right here. And it's out kind of away from stuff. Oh no, that's a pounce. Where is my bookmark? Oh, it's out here. It's kind of clustered in with the rest of this stuff, but lots of bookmarks out here. So anyway, we're away from everything now. That is the point I was trying to make. We'll keep our probe scanner up because I always do. There's our directional scanner. One thing to note is as you get blingier ships and you start flying higher, is you'll sometimes undock and there'll be a gank fleet sitting outside your structure, or outside just your place, ready to shoot you. They can scan down the filament while you're in it. Let's go ahead and activate. We're going to put this here as well. And we are going to activate this filament. So yeah, that's why we're going to go to cruiser as quick as we can. Not because it's, well, it is probably easier as well, but we can save a little bit of money on our filaments here. All right, activate. Oh yeah, right, because I have to be in a fleet. So here's, find yourself. Can I do it here? No, gotta do it right here. I'm gonna find, oh yeah, I'm looking for the wrong name. I was looking for Cal. That's why I couldn't find it. Form fleet with. Now we're in a fleet. You don't need it because you're not actually in a fleet, but when you are, you'll have your other members show up in this window. So we're gonna stick this right here. And also I need local up. Why is local not up? It's like I've never done this before. Chat, local. Oh, it's right here. See, I've moved it down here on my other characters, so I'm going to do it here so I know where to look. There we go. I can put this over here. Put this down here where it belongs. There we go. So lots of people here, 29 people, sniper, okay. We are now in the fleet, so we activate for fleet. I'm going to stop our ship. You'll see, boom! We get our little triangle pathway. Now, wish me luck. I probably will die. One of the tricks is going to be to keep moving. Don't stop moving. We're going to try and keep our traversal up because our traversal will affect their damage more than and won't affect our application outside of their speed. So it's the advantage of missiles in this situation. Hopefully my overview is set up. I know yeah, it is. It's good. Alright, so this is good. We have a nice easy room. So we're just going to orbit the can at 10. We're going to lock these guys up. We're going to turn this on so we're going faster. And we'll start shooting. We shoot out to 40, so that was a little early, but I think it's going to hit because they're flying towards us. The only thing we're going to care about in this case is the biocache. So in the Frigate Abyss, the loot is actually tripled from the biocache, but not from the extraction nodes. So usually consensus is, I'm going to turn our repper on now. The consensus is only grab the transfer, the extractor nodes if it's not going to add too much to your flight time. Because it's better just to get more reps in than it is to waste time getting all those. With 3 people, sometimes you can send somebody, especially in the T1s, but the biocache is tripled, so you always want to grab that. So now you can see we're not actually taking much damage because our traversal is up, but we're applying okay. This is a nice easy room. We got to lock up this last guy here. Okay. This is an easy room for us. If we end up, this definitely won't solo a tier 2. Once we start getting some of the bigger ships, it takes a lot longer. Once this guy's dead, I kind of want to blow this up. We want to maximize our time, so if we do run into a tankier room. So if you look up here, this red one is your warp field collapse warning, 18 minutes, 22 seconds. That's how long you have, that's your timer, to get everything finished and get out before you explode. If you do not finish it in that time, you die. So there are times when you're going to want to overheat, especially in like a tankier room where things are tanking. Another thing to watch out for is you have clouds. So they have this cloud over here. If you fly into this one, there's a tracking bonus against you. So if I'm in this cloud, I get a tracking bonus. If they come into it, they're going to get a tracking bonus. There is anything else? Nothing in this room. There's a red cloud up there. No, that's just, that might be the edge. There's a tower here. This is a Deviant Automata Suppressor. So this shoots. You'll see if you have drones, this will start shooting your drones. It also shoots NPC drones. We are not applying very well to this guy at all. It's going too fast. A web might be an option. The reason we're not applying very well is because they're traveling fast. I don't want to slow down. We don't want to turn off the rubber I just turned off. Here we go. That guy's going to drop. Let's pop this can. It just takes one missile. So we'll just wait for that cycle to finish. One blast should do it. And then we'll get on here. We're going to go to the Rex. We're going to orbit this at 10 so we don't actually stop. Shoot that guy. And when he's close to dead, we'll go get the loot right there. Can we shoot this guy, please? So yeah, you see how fast they're going? A web might be a good option to slow them down. But the problem is because I'm going that fast. Let's try this. Now that it's only one, I'm going to slow down, see if he'll slow down to match. Because he might just try to orbit me. We'll see how this works. We're not taking a lot of damage anymore either. Let's go get our wreck. So we can loot it. Yeah, so he's still traveling 700 because he's orbiting us at that speed, eh? But we're going to apply better because he's not spiking to 12 to catch up to us. So as long as we're not dying, that might be an option here to sort of apply a little bit faster. 24. Ooh, got some stuff. 2.5 million. Okay, don't want to stop moving. We're now going to orbit this at 5. So we're up to it. It's 3 rooms, so as long as we don't go take too long. If we start chasing him, he's not going to slow down. So if we're looking at our fit, we might drop this for a web for T1s. So we're going to reload our gun, let our capacitor recharge. Reload is done already? Really? Okay, no it wasn't. I was like, wow. We're going to approach this so we're within jump range. And just as our ammo reloads, we'll jump the gate. There we go, and jump. Alright, so that's not bad. There's a mutaplasmid I was talking about. You can sell these in the market or you can use them to upgrade. We got another dark filament for calm, and some of these. Stack all. Ooh, let's orbit that guy at 20. Yes, please. This guy's a little bit tankier, so we'll have to see what we do here. We're going to turn this on. Strike Grip Tesla. We'll see what he does. He might web us, which would be bad, but no, that's the tangling. So if you see tanglings, those have to die very first. We already won. Okay, let's actually get in closer because he'll less likely track us if we're in tight. And we'll be able to maybe slow him down if he's not trying to catch us. Because he is traveling pretty good, but you can see we're applying a lot better to this guy than we did to the frigates because he's a bigger ship. Where is he? Let's take a look. There he is. So this is a rogue drone battlecruiser. And as you go, like you said, you'll learn the names, you'll start what they do. So this is probably kinetic damage. Alright. Now we probably want to overheat our guns a little bit. So let's do that a little bit. I don't know what our overheating skill is at. We probably can't even overheat now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, we can. So this will bring up our cycle time, but it also takes heat damage, but we'll be able to do more damage a little quicker here. And this is what we'll do here. So we're not at half time yet, so we're doing okay. Oh yeah, we can't afford to overheat too much. So you'll want to learn where their weakness is. You kind of overheat to break their tank and then stop. We don't want to burn out the guns yet. I'm going to save it. It's already 27%, so we don't have the skills to really do it long. That is something we will be training because there are times when you just want to overheat and take the guy out, right? The other thing with the Abyss, though, is that it's really pretty. It's not really showing on mine because I have to lower the graphics a little bit to get a nice smooth recording for you guys. But check out some of my other screenshots where I go in with full graphics. Did it stop overheating for me? It did, okay. So once, he's going to be armor tank too, I think, so we're not even into the hard part. So this is where it's going to be. I think we're going to run into time issues because our DPS is a little low. Again, a solo Caracal will have more DPS. We can use rapid lights and really burst these guys down. You can see as soon as I get this tick out, my skins look like crap. So I'll try to fly here. But on the upside, we get nice smooth recordings. Okay, we're into armor now. This is probably the tankier room you're going to get on a tier 1. I don't know what else can spawn. If we ever get a rogue drone battleship, we're probably going to make it. We will want to shoot this with a volley here. Luckily, we're nice and close to it. We're orbiting the battlecruiser. You do want to watch if you're orbiting a ship, because they'll try to fly you to the edge sometimes. And there is a boundary that if you fly out it, you start taking a lot of damage. So I'm actually going to switch to orbiting this. Another thing we can do is bring nanite repair paste, so we can repair our guns between rooms if we have time. That's another thing I just realized I forgot. But we are soloing this room. We'll see what we can do. It's chewing away at him here. We'll see if he starts hitting us out here. You can see he missed us. Alright. So we should be orbiting this can nice and close. Yeah, we're nice and close to it. So when it's time to loot it, we'll be good. The other thing you can do is a micro warp drive. Really speed tank it. The problem on a T1 frigate with micro warp drive is the signature penalty. So you put a micro warp drive on it, and when it's on, you're easier to hit. So you may travel faster, but your signature is better. Assault frigates don't have that problem when they get a reduction, something like 50% reduction to signature bonus. So on my Hawk, I use a micro warp drive. It's awesome. I've just noticed this little meter here. Is that... Like, I know this is the heat status, but what's the little tick? Is that the ammo? That is weird. Very curious what that little tick, that white line is. Anyway, I'll watch it. We'll see what happens as I shoot more missiles. It'd be really nice if we could overheat so we could finish this up, but we're at half for first two rooms, so I'm not too worried about it. And once he's dead, we're just going to approach the can. Okay, one more shot should kill him, so we can afford to start approaching this can here. Excellent. We're going to stop. We're going to shoot. We're going to shoot once. Once I said. We're going to stop. Shoot this can. Thank you. Reload all. Get the explosion over there. Boom. What did we get? Oh, another decent can. That's awesome. We're at about half what we paid for this ship already. And this is my second one I've run. Can I reload this? We will approach the gate. We have about 10 minutes. 10 minutes, 16 seconds. We'll have just under 10 minutes to run the final room. We should be okay. We're just going to jump right in. So we got 2 mutaplasmids for... We might be able to build ourselves an Abyssal prop mod for our Caracal with those. That's pretty cool. We're going to go ahead and orbit this. We're going to take out... whoops, I didn't want to lock the gate. No. We're going to take this frigate out first because he'll be the easiest. He'll be fast, but we can catch him. Maybe coming in on us here. Ugh. I don't think any of these... I'd have to learn the rats again. I don't remember if this is Logi. But this is rogue drone frigates and stuff, so they don't have shields. No, a sleeper does. So we'll take out these ones first because they'll be quicker, because we don't have to eat through the shields, and then we'll take out the cruiser at the end. We should be quite alright. It's actually pretty exciting. I've only done one at this like entry-level frigate, and we're doing alright. So this is a bit of a tough room though, because we do have the two frigates and the cruiser to burn through. And this is a sleeper cruiser, so it's going to be a little tough. They're hitting us a little bit. That's the frigates. The Lancer's doing 3. So we're going to be okay. We are cap stable, so unless we get neuted. And again, you don't have to worry about newts, and I don't think you have to worry about webs. Or pretty much any war, really, in the T1s. So it's a good place to learn what the different ships do, and then Tier 2s adds, and Tier 3s adds everything else type of thing. And I'll get that information. I know it's out there. I will look it up, and in the next video we'll go into more detail of what the individual tiers do, and what the individual ship names, like Lucid Escort, what does that mean? For the most part in the Tier 1s, everything just means damage of some sort. Take a look at the ships, because some of them look pretty neat. Like this is a rogue drone frigate, I believe. I'm not really into the lore as much as some of my friends are. The missiles really look out of place on him. He's shooting us with lasers, but you know. And then this is the sleeper cruiser. We see these in high sec all the time. These circadian sleepers and so on. Really cool ship. It'd be cool if we could be like Rogue Drone or Race as a race, or Sleepers as a race, and get access to their ships. But, you know. Let's zoom out. Since the graphics aren't good, we'll see here. They're kind of like tagging in behind us, so I could slow down, but I'm afraid that we're going to start getting hit hard. Maybe if we do. Let's try. We still have 7 minutes, so I'm not too worried. And of course, there's lots of things we can do. I can up. Oh yeah, see, now he's starting to hit us because we slowed down. Look at that. That's the difference. So back to speed tanking. Let's get back up to speed, and we'll just chew through. Once we're on the Lancer, the speed won't matter as much because we can apply to him quite well. I am going to blow this up before I switch to him, though. So 1. Then we'll orbit the wreck that is about to show up, because since we aren't orbiting anything, we're going to slow down. We'll orbit that. Get our missiles on this guy. 6 minutes. Let's see how this looks. Oh yeah, we're going to shoot through that shield in no time anyway. He's going to be armor tanked, but we can get through the shield as quickly as we can here. Let's grab the loot to see what it is. We're going to take a bit of a ding, but then we can just orbit the default orbit at 10. Can we grab this? Oh no, I'm not on the wreck. Yes, I am. Loot it. Loot it. All right. Basically, if we get out, we've probably pretty close to paid for our ship anyway. Now we got to keep moving so we don't actually get blown up, and we got to hope that we can kill this guy. I am going to overheat a couple cycles at the beginning of his armor. I'm afraid to, though, because we're at 27%. Let's do 1 overheat cycle. I don't know. 2. We'll see what the first one gives us. Did it work? Turn on overload. There's 1. And I'll turn it off. Did it? Turn off overload. 31. So we did 4% damage. So we had a little bit of room, but that's okay. We didn't need it. We already got our loot, so we can start going home. There we go. We did successfully clear a T1 Dark Filament with this Kestrel. We got lucky and didn't run into too much tank. I mean, we did get the 1 battlecruiser, which ate up a lot of our time. If we ended up with 2 of those, we might have been in trouble, and that can happen, but there we go. And we got our little achievement. So we got tier 1, ran 2 points, because we've ran 2 of them. So, hooray! Achievements! Alright, let's take a look at our loot. And what we would normally do here is pop into another filament. Let's take a look. Stack all. Let's stock up. And that'll be it for this episode. Thank you for watching. We safely returned home with our Kestrel intact and made almost 10 million, 7.5 million in loot. Between the two, we probably have more than enough to repay. Let's take a look. So if we sold, let's put this into the Abyss, because that's where I put my Abyss junk. We stack all. Now, obviously this we'd have to sell on contract, and we're not going to sell any of these because we're going to use these potentially as we go forward. 12 million. So 2 Abyssal sites and 12 million worth of ISK if we sell everything. We are probably going to use these. I'll probably buy 4 Afterburners for my Caracal, and we'll probably try to use these, see if we can get a decent Afterburner out of it for our Caracal in the future. But as I said, that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm really excited about the new series. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be keeping this character pure alpha. I will not be transferring ISK or items from my Omegas unless I get super desperate. Mostly I'm just going to use the character. I'm going to use Malro Corp assets, like the programs that are in place for our members, stuff that everybody can take advantage of, and the Abyssal Lurkers channel. So we will be doing more solo. For the frigates, we'll probably try to organize more co-op stuff because it is faster. We can get more of them done in a short time. So that'll probably happen in the next video. At least 1 Hawk with us, more than likely. And we're going to train up. There's all sorts of paths we can take. I'll talk about more of that as we go. Next episode, we are going to discuss the various NPCs and the names and what they do, and what E-War shows up at the different tiers, where the sort of the difficulties spike up as we go forward. But that's going to be it for today. Stay tuned for more episodes, and as always, we'll see you guys next time. Take care of each other. I'm out of here.